Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, happy Saturday. Welcome to the Evangelist Tarot Card reading, weekly reading and drawing. Here we are yet again. Benjo, I got him some treats and he's chewing on them right now. You might be able to hear him in the background. Anyway, how y'all doing? I just had just smudged a bit, just a little bit. With this wood smudging stick. I don't know which one, what it's called. What's the flavor? Anyway, happy Saturday. Welcome. I hope you don't mind making a video early this week. Anyway, scheduling permitting. Anyway, I'm gonna do the Crow Tarot this week. I thought I'd switch it up a little bit. I probably might even do the Crow spread with the Crow Tarot. Now I think about it. Anyway, scheduling, permitting, and also I just wanted to see my hair. Black. Anyway. How's it going? Happy middle of September 2025. I hope y'all are doing well. I got my coffee. I'm going to take a huge gulp, but I'm going to say it's a sip just because it sounds a little bit more ladylike. And I guess we can go ahead and get started on the tarot card reading. Unless there's anything you'd like to discuss. As far as the theme, I don't really have a theme. Okay, one second. Okay. Welcome. Here we are. Here I am. Here you are. Yeah, things are going well. Like I said, I don't really have a theme, but we're going to do Crow Tarot. I guess the theme is Crow. Crows, which have an interesting call. Bird call. Maybe our theme can be bird calls. I don't know. Side note to our theme here. Benjamin, what are you doing? Side note to our theme here is bird calls. I think they're so interesting. They have such a wide range of calls, of sounds. You know how there's some people who are like, oh, that's the sound of whatever the bird is. I try to do that, and birds can make so many different sounds. I eat a Carolina wren, for example. It could have like a certain call and a certain sound, but then it could completely change it up. There's a lot of Carolina wrens. They're like little brown birds, kind of like a finch, kind of looking bird. I don't know if you know what a finch looks like. It's basically just kind of like a small bird, finch, sparrow type of looking bird, a Carolina wren, but it has like a like white eyeliner or something on the side, and they have like a certain kind of call, but I just think it's so interesting how these birds, they're so little. They got such little vocal cords, right? Or I don't even know if, whatever the equivalent of birds' vocal cords are. And I think it's very interesting because they say like, don't they say that birds are the closest descendants from dinosaurs? And I didn't learn in a class or anything, but I learned somewhere or read somewhere that dinosaurs, they don't have vocal cords. And that's why they just roar like that. But anyway, crows have, I think, an interesting bird call. I think I would have to practice really hard in order to be able to distinguish one bird's call from another. considering they can, how differently they can make their little calls sound. Anyway, with that being said, we had such a pleasant spread last week. Hopefully we have our good fortune continues. So we'll see. Medyo. What is it, medyo? And as far as distinguishing birds and pigeons, you know how they walk when not when they're flying, but when they walk, they go like that. I think it's something like for their balance or something when they're walking, which I think is quite interesting. 1 second. Anyway, yeah. Feel free to let us know why pigeons walk differently than other birds and they go like that. If you happen to know why, because I think I remember reading about it one time and now I forget about exactly why that is. Okay. Alright, I guess that's enough shuffling. I'll go ahead and deal out the cards here. Alright, and I always take one out for Gypsy just because Gypsy's such like a Banjo. I love Banjo and he's a lapdog and everything, but Gypsy's just very much like, she's very tactile. I think if you were like blind or something, she would be a really good dog for that. Because first, just like with any dog, she'll like run up when you first enter the house or the room she happens to be in. She'll either run up to you or just kind of like stop what she's doing and look at you. But like if you're like in the kitchen, like in a sandwich or something, and she'll like poke her little nose on you like really gently. She'll do that like around your leg or on your hand and stuff like that. And Benji's such a good puppy too. I love Benji. Anyway, so I always like to pick a card for Gypsy. She gets the Page of Swords today. And I say Gypsy, but whatever house, whatever pet that you have, it might not even be your pet, but somebody else's pet that you just really like very much. I don't know. Page of Swords and Energy Storm. This seems very appropriate for Gypsy. She's always high energy. I think she's a Leo and a fire element. Swords, again, is intellect, logic, communication, and all that. So we got a lot of high energy for our little pet companions today. Okay. All right. We've done the Crow Tarot before. I really like, just a quick reminder, I really like the Crow Tarot because it looks like a crow. Here's the beak and the head and the wings and the feet. And I like it because of the order. You have the heart, energy, the present, this kind of influence, hopes and fears, grounding, and then the sixth card is the past. So I kind of I like it because it kind of switches up the ordering of it, of what's kind of usually how tarot cards go, tarot spreads go. Again, depending on, I think the Celtic cross is a bit different. But anyway, um, so yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see, our heart energy is the reverse Nine of Cups here. This is very interesting. I would assume this is temporary, as maybe it's not temporary. And if it's not temporary, then I would say the perspective. Whose perspective is this? The upright Nine of Cups is quite how it looks like. This crow has earned. It's got each cup filled with something different, something the crow has earned with discipline and focus and collected and enjoying the fruits of their labor. This little crow here with the sunflowers and sun. However, reversed is the meaning is unrealistic expectations, especially for the amount of work you put in. This reverse Nine of Cups is expecting a lot without having done the due diligence and I guess work, and the cups are emotions. So I guess unrealistic expectations of others, and maybe what others, what you deserve, and what others think they should give you as far as time and I guess social stature. You're not going to treat somebody, you have like a friend, and if somebody, you're not going to treat everybody like you treat your friend, right? So anyway, this reverse Nine of Cups I think is interesting. This as far as our heart energy placement goes, this and another reason I like the Crow Tarot is because there's kind of like a this or that type situation. This is the heart energy, and it can be the card placement. It can either be your heart energy, which is very permanent, something that is known about you throughout your life, or it can be something temporary that's captured a hold of your heart energy, which can sound kind of scary, but you know, such is life, right? So this reverse Nine of Cups I think is very interesting. The cups in the heart energy I think is appropriate. It seems appropriate and also kind of straightforward. Not much room for confusion. Could this mean this or this or this? This cups in the heart energy is loves, feelings, emotions, dreams, and stuff like that. Maybe even psychic energy, as far as like being in tune with the universe and all that. So yeah, this reverse Nine of Cups doesn't have the most pleasant meaning, and therefore, as your tarot card reader, I look at it as not your permanent heart energy. This is something temporary, but if something is permanent, I would say maybe it's somebody's perspective. Somebody is maybe demanding this of you, a certain sort of expectation from you to have this fruits of your labor, all these 9 cups full. And again, if there's upright is a really positive and pleasant meaning, and if you go about things the wrong way, you're not going to be as satisfied, right? Your satisfaction is not going to be from earning all these things and the experiences you went through to earn all of these filled 9 cups. It's going to be the exact opposite. If there's any kind of joy derived from this reverse 9 of Cups, it's going to be from something different entirely, right? So as far as heart energy, I would say that there might be unrealistic expectations of you, and it's going to be, I guess, a little bit straightforward, and unpleasant nonetheless. Um, um, yeah. So let's see what our the present and the foundation and platform for the future is. The reversed Eight of Swords. This Eight of Swords in the Crow Tarot has a very different meaning from in the book than I, as a tarot card reader, have uh, found and assigned to it. Um, you have the swords, and it's very interesting. This card is reversed. The swords can be, like I said, intellect, logic, communication, and news. But it can also be, I like to say, the equivalent of a bit of anxiety, overthinking, um, and stuff like that. And considering we have this Eight of Swords next to this reversed Nine of Cups, I think is very interesting. I think it would probably denote some sort of separation. There you have a mind, body, soul type situation, right? I guess it could be something like the mind being the swords, the body being the, I guess, the cups, and the soul being the fire and earth element here in this Crow Tarot. But I think this might suggest this kind of separation, this between mind and body, or mind and heart, mind, heart, and soul. Um, I usually like this Eight of Swords. Usually it's great upright, but I'm having a thinking it might have a different meaning, considering that our first card here is the Nine of Cups. Um, a time of hardship is ending, is what the reversed Eight of Swords says in the book. Um, um, and maybe that's what some people perceive. This is kind of, I guess I can see how these go together. You have this unrealistic expectation of a final and finished result, and then you have this Eight of Swords here reversed, indicating a time of hardship is ending. So as far as this temporary heart energy, and as far as this, we're kind of seeing things from somebody else's perspective for some reason, is that somebody else's perspective who is making these unfair and demands of us. For some reason, they see it as a really convenient, really easy, and just, I guess, kind of the stars aligning. And I think we probably see whatever this may indicate as quite the opposite. This unrealistic expectations, and this a time of hardship is ending. I think somebody is probably being very selfish, and uh, um, is starting with the emotions, and then dealing with the air and thinking and logic a second. So I think that's interesting. I think would probably be a caution. So anyway, let's see what's helping us or holding us back. The reversed Ace of Wands. The fire element, you see this crow, the little pathway to the city. Usually upright, this is very pleasant, new ideas, new discoveries, new motivation to start a project idea and stuff like that. But it being reversed, we have a lot of reverse today, and I would say that it probably does have the negative meaning. And as far as what's helping us and what's holding us back, this week our first three cards seem to be from our adversaries' antagonist perspective, what's going on with them and where their mindset is at. And I think this week in this Crow Tarot card position of something helping us or holding us back is probably one and the same for adversary, the antagonist. This reversed Ace of Wands is quite different than the upright Ace of Wands. It's this to denote this inability of getting a project started and stuff like that. Just having a lot of problems starting things. And the suggestion is to reflect to see if the reason your journey is getting blocked and not starting off on the right track is because of an external issue or because of an internal issue, because of lack of desire and stuff like that. So yeah, I would say this kind of body of the crow here is perspective of the mindset of the antagonist and our adversary. This week, a little bit different than last week, being such a positive, extremely positive reading. This week, we're kind of getting into the mind of our adversary, which seems to be very unrealistic expectations of them. Usually when you get into some sort of partnership or of whatever kind, be it business or emotional, you expect kind of an even exchange, right? And here I think it's quite the opposite. Here I think this indicates this adversary telling us we need to do all the work, but they're going to take credit for doing all the work, and it's going to solve whatever issues they think that they think it's going to solve issues that they have, and not necessarily that we have, right? And I think it's going to have a high and then a low with this reversed Ace of Wands here. This inability to get things started after this reversed Nine of Cups and this reversed Eight of Swords, I think is probably going to be where emotions of frustration and quick to anger are probably going to be seen. So let's see what our hopes and fears are. The Ace of Swords. This is obviously our hopes. I think hopes and fears is very interesting, considering this what I said about this separation of mind, body, and soul. Fears can, I guess, with your shadow self and your moon self, is something that probably discussed. I know I've discussed on this in tarot card readings. It's like if you don't take care of yourself, there might be something, bothering you for some reason, and it's a bit hidden. Our lunar selves and shadow selves are a little bit more on the wild side, a little bit more of the risk takers, and a little bit more of, I guess, not thinking things through as far as consequences. And stuff like that. And so this hopes and fears with this Ace of Swords, I think, is really positive. I think if you ignore something that you're fearful of, or just physiologically could elicit fear, is not good, and can very much be a reason why there's can be such a drastic separation between mind, body, and soul, other than work ethic or whatever is average and normal. Um, so I think this hopes and fears for our Ace of Swords is very positive. It's the head of the crow. This Ace of Swords is, I guess, the protagonist to this reversed Ace of Wands. This Ace of Swords can probably have zero problems getting things started and dealing with external and internal influences. As the head of the crow, you see the little rose here in the mountain and the truth garland, and the ace usually represents the purity or the simplicity and the fundamental of the element in its purest and most fundamental form. The swords is the intellect, air, logic, reasoning, debate, and communication. So I think this is really positive. Finally we get a positive card, and for the head of the crow, we get this from our perspective or your perspective, since I'm the tarot card reader and y'all are listening. So yeah, very positive head of the crow, and finally after these three cards, we finally get a view of our perspective. And again, as far as placement goes, I think this is really great. You have the water and the heart element. I think this a sword in the head element is really appropriate. Again, it is where it should be. There's not really any confusion. Could this mean something else? This happened and this is what it means. And as far as it can be like, oh, well, maybe there's this gray area. I don't think we have that here. So anyway, let's see our grounding energy. The Two of Wands, this is really great. Air and fire are kind of similar, right? You can't touch it, don't touch it. As far as yeah, I just see if there had to be categories, I think air and fire, as far as elements go, are a little bit more similar, and this earth and water element are a little bit more similar, right? But of course, as far as like talking about the concepts, there's probably a lot of overlaps with all four elements. But anyway, I think this is very positive. This grounding, you would say a fire element grounding. Yep. Your root chakra, your grounding elements, the Two of Wands, and it's extremely positive. Again, and we get this theme of kind of mountains in the background. And I like to read this one just because it's really kind of motivating. So I'll go ahead and read from the book this Two of Wands here. The crows holding the wands do so with patience and balance. It takes skill and strength to maintain the whirl. You see the whirl at the top there. When the wands come together, they create a spark that sets an idea in motion, one that has the power to create a path to success. These birds bring opportunities for travel as well as the need to make life-changing decisions. Each journey offers the possibility of a new experience. The Two of Wands urges you to get out of your comfort zone because destiny is waiting. So it's like no pain, no gain type of situation as far as like working out goes. So we have again extremely positive from our perspective. We have this really intellectual headspace here, and our grounding energy is very grounding, but like not kind of an earth kind of grounding, but a fire grounding, which is very positive. I think as far as being quick, being able to, yeah, basically quick, and being able to handle maybe multitasking too. Um, so yeah, this is really great and positive for us. And again, our adversaries, antagonist here. I think this is, we have it here in the body of the crow, but good thing we have this head and the feet here to kind of rein it in. Well, this is just great. Our past is the Eight of Pentacles to continue on with balancing the world, the patience and balance. This is a great card to get after the Two of Wands. This Eight of Pentacles, little coins and earth element here. Is this crow is very disciplined and very diligent, no detail too small. This crow here is crafting the pentacles. He's already crafted these 6 pentacles and he's got these 2 more. So this 8 of pentacles is very much discipline, determination, and not cutting corners. So we have this in our past, which is again the complete opposite of this reverse 9 of cups here, and this reversed 8 of swords. I usually love this 8 of swords card, but today, unfortunately, it's not one of my favorite cards in the spread, but it's a good thing we have this 8 of pentacles here in the past. So yeah, so far so good. We have this obstacle challenge of somebody having unrealistic expectations of us, especially a finished product in a task, a project. It is in the water element, so there could be a lot of emotions and feelings involved, and this unrealistic expectation, and then also with that this kind of air of that they're not going to have any more problems thanks to this reverse 9 of swords, but soon after they're going to realize that they do in fact are going to have problems with this reversed ace of wands. So whatever it is that brings, we have this very happy head and feet kind of balance with this ace of swords and this 2 of wands, and it's a good thing in our past. Not only are we quick on our feet, but we're very much have the experience, this very realistic expectation and experience of this 8 of pentacles, this diligent crow, making all of these little coins and hanging them up in his little tree there. So let's see our external openings and uninvited energy. The reverse page of wands. You know me, I usually don't like the pages, and as far as the page of swords for our pet friends, I certainly don't mind it, especially considering since I said it was Gypsy. We're teaching Gypsy, and she's in a phase of, I mean, you can teach, I think you can teach dogs tricks. I think they're very smart. But as far as Gypsy being the page of swords, I don't have a problem with that, especially upright. She is very much wanting to learn tricks. She's a dog and she likes the idea. I don't know, I can tell she enjoys when we try to teach her new things. She really tries to learn it, is what I can see. And but with Gypsy's page of swords and our pet friends page of swords aside, we do have this page of wands here right next to this ace of wands, which I think is really interesting. And if you are familiar with my tarot card readings, I don't like the pages. The pages I think probably symbolizes a lot of that, but this being external openings and uninvited energy, it might be this in addition to this page of the wands here. This pages, I don't like them. I think they, for some reason, they represent the opportunity to make all of these mistakes and not face any of the consequences, and this sort of expectation. Yeah, that's why I really don't like the pages. This sort of freedom, which I think shouldn't be there. Um, an aggressive immature bully, unforeseen complications, a project can't get started off. Um, so yeah, this external openings and uninvited energy, I think, is probably a continuation with this adversary, antagonist kind of body of the crow. But again, we do have the placements here for our other cards are very interesting, logistically speaking. So let's go ahead and see what the future and outcome is. The Knight of Cups. So this is just great. Talk about going full circle. This Knight of Cups, I would upright. You see upright. This Knight, what a pleasant card. He's got his fish. He's got the flowers. Got the shoreline of the ocean. The cup on the head, which I think is really great considering we have this Ace of Swords here for the head of the crow. Our future outcome is going to be very extremely positive. This Knight of Swords upright is in no way going to be confused with this reverse Page of Wands and these three cards here. Okay, I would say these three cards here, this reverse Nine of Cups, this reverse Eight of Wands, and reversed Ace of Wands is the complete opposite of this Knight of Cups over here. Emotionally mature and very positive. Let's see. Creative thinker. Mastered the skill of harnessing the energy and needed to deliver his message calmly. Creativity, intuition. A tendency for this knight in shining armor to get wrapped up in dreams, but it's a good thing. Very responsive. It would probably be another word for that. But yeah, we have a bit of a challenge of unrealistic expectations, and this challenge of this uninvited energy, this Page of Wands here. But we have the Ace of Swords for our head, and the Two of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups on our side. In a moment, if you feel frustrated, things are going to go well because of the balance of our head and our feet, our past and our future. And I guess I'll go ahead and see y'all in part 2.